So when I was shopping myself, and I did a bit of shopping for my parents, and one reason why I've had to go outside is we got to walk the dog. We got the family dog here, so I got to take little Tallulah out, and she's just like, "What's all the hubbub, man?" She doesn't, because it turns out dogs can't get coronavirus. That's a good thing. There were concerns for a little while. There was a dog, I think in Hong Kong, they thought tested positive, but dogs can't get coronavirus, so she's good to go. But I'm walking around on streets here in New York and trying to, you see people in the street and you cross the street now because you're just trying to create that social distancing even when you're just walking past someone. And you try not to touch anything. Every time you push the elevator button or you open the door and you put your hand on it. And one thing that, you're taking a risk with all that. And one thing that I do believe is going to come out of this is the handshake may never really be back. Depends on how long this whole thing goes on, but the handshake may never really go back. And also, doors that are essentially motion sensor opened or any number of, these what do you call it, Mark? We have them at the studio there, where it's just like touchless entry or touchless exit.
Touch-free entry or
touch-free entry. Yeah. I think you're going to see that now. Every place that can afford to put that in, at least big commercial ventures and everything, they're just going to say, we shouldn't have people, I was annoyed over the weekend because I kept having to go to the store and they say, okay, put your chip in. Look, it's my credit card. I'll use it. And I get that hopefully my hands are clean as I'm touching it. I'm going to go home and wash my hands. But then they want you to push that, is this okay button? And look, I'm all about raising money for charity, whatever it may be. But they do this. Okay, now do you want to donate to charity? Oh, I got to press the button again. Okay, now is this okay? Oh, okay, the final price? Yeah, I got to press this again. So I'm pressing the button 3 times, and then I have to reach down and use the pen. And if people tell me, oh, use the chip on the credit card. I was using the chip. I only have chip credit cards. So then I reach down, I grab the pen, and I'm looking at this thing. I'm like, this is a virus stick. How many hundreds of people have all touched this thing today? I mean, this is a terrible idea. Why are we being forced to do this? Every store you go into, every grocery store, you take your credit card, you swipe, you're done. That's it. No more pushing the stupid green button. No more pushing the little pen or, using that. You're scrawling an illegible signature anyway. Does anyone actually you can't make a signature on those things. I end up just making a big circle or making like an X or something. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Circle gets a square. So the other thing you see with the panic buying is certain things go and others don't. And it's quite a test of human psychology here. Pasta is like gold these days. So I suppose there are at least some people who feel like if the end times come, they'll at least have a few weeks of orecchiette, spaghettini, ricotta cheese, ravioli, you name it. I'm a producer, Mark. What is your Italian food for the end of the world? What if you can only have one pasta in stock, what's it going to be?
I'm going to go ravioli.
Ravioli.
Yeah.
That's a strong choice. See, I'm a simple man, so I would just go mac and cheese, man.
I don't really think of that as Italian. That's more of an American food.
Hey, it's a macaroni noodle. Hey, producer Mark, come on. It's a macaroni.
By the way, the only mac and cheese mix that was left on Saturday night, all the vegan stuff.
Yeah, vegan stuff.
They can't even sell it when it's a world crisis.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think that a lot of the stores, they have vegan stuff just because I feel like if they don't, vegans will complain and get mad at them. But clearly, there's the market for this stuff is not as big as it is for all these other things. Yeah, I mean, so the pasta's all gone. Meat, which I'm happy to see. People want to make sure they've got red meat in the freezer, so it's tough to get meat. I got the last. This is actually kind of funny. I got the last roaster chicken at Whole Foods, whole chicken. And I got that last chicken, and then I also got the last packet of fresh tarragon. And there was a gentleman who was working at Whole Foods who definitely looked a little bit like he had just come from a fish show. And I was like, dude, I said, excuse me, sir. I did not say dude. I said, excuse me, sir. Do you have any Grey Poupon? Just kidding. Do you have any tarragon? And he said, yo, man, like, I think there might be some that like someone stashed behind the mushrooms. And I was kind of like, what's going on here? Does this guy think is tarragon like a code word for, something else? Like, am I trying to get a little bit of the ganj or something? A little bit of the Mary Jane? Like, what is he talking about? Turns out this guy was totally spot on. And for no apparent reason, there was a package of fresh tarragon hidden behind like a hole in the mushroom section. And he just remembered. I was like, sir, you are a genius. How did you know? Like, yeah, man, I just got stuff and got it done. So I was able to make my roast tarragon. Again, I told you I'm making these dishes that I would never normally make because I'm stuck indoors here in New York City and getting a little stir crazy. I started to think also like, oh, maybe I'll watch, 28 Days Later and I'll watch The Strain. And no, probably a bad idea. I'm going to start watching more Disney shows and things like that make me happy. I'll get to that later on. What you should do and what we should all try to accomplish during this time of lockdown, because it's gonna be a while, my friends. It's not going away anytime soon. So, people buy pasta, they buy red meat, butter. I'm noticing butter shortages too. You have these staples that all go, and I would hope that folks don't think that they need to stock up for the next 6 months, because it's not possible. They won't be able to keep. So if you've got 6 months of toilet paper in your closet that you just bought now, if you've been stacking up for years, I feel like that's, good for you on preparing. But if you're trying to buy 6 months of toilet paper right now, that means other people aren't going to be able to get next week's toilet paper. And that's the reality of the system that we have. So we'll have to see if the panic buying and the shortages continue on. I'm really hopeful that there'll be a lessening of this pretty quickly. But we are in uncharted territory. And this is the way it's going to be for at least some time. So we might as well, I suppose, dig in as best we can. But the supermarket is not like anything else I've ever seen before right now. There's a real anxiety in the air. People are really concerned. And I just want everyone to be as calm as possible under the circumstances. So that's where we're at. Hey, Team Buck, thank you so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you like this video, please click that little thumbs up button so then it will log as liked. And also, if you want to see more great content from The First, please click subscribe.